Want to get a really instant sense of actually getting somewhere in this mess? Clean up the front of your fridge. Honestly, talk about an operatic tragedy. How many of these have we got? I should be able to survive till about 2023 by collecting the $2 scratchies my wife never submits. Hi, I'm Marty. I flew these with these. I fly these with them. Got a wife, kids, play golf, band, happy life, and then Corona. It's a drag, but you're not alone. Have a laugh with me on... Well, I'm a bit of a believer in everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you can't see the reason, but it seems that way, that over my life, if I can look back at things, maybe it's just your human mind trying to come to grips with reality and existentialism and all that stuff. But to me, I look back and say, oh yeah, I can see now in hindsight why that happened. Yeah, maybe just a coping mechanism. Anyway, the reason I mention that is I've just done a soliloquy to you, talked to you for about, 10 minutes, and then realised the record button wasn't pressed. I am such a Gumby with technology. The flight deck is the only place in which me and technology just seamlessly sync, and that's only because I was trained by the bloody world's best in the Air Force. In a course that cost about $1 million. And then I've come up here to work with the best civil company for aviation moving people A to B. So in those two places, I'm okay with technology. But beyond that, mate, I can't even solve a Rubik's Cube, let alone operate a bloody iPad efficiently. Anyway, yeah, my co-pilots just endlessly are just looking out the window as I swipe left and swipe right and end up shutting the thing down and just getting the Apple icon. Anyway, look at this. Zero cases overnight in Perth. 0 new cases. Come on, something's happening. We've flattened that curve so much that we're doing too well. Anyway, what's the exit strategy? I don't know. None of us know, and that's a big source of the anxiety, isn't it? I mean, the damage has been done in a lot of ways to the economy, and that's why you and I are sitting here talking to each other. Anyway, thank you to everyone that has contacted me about these videos with a positive message. My only motivation still remains to build some form of community for you and me. If I could come up to you and physically give you a hug and say, mate, I don't know either. I'm going through it too. I cry sometimes too, mate. Let's hang in there together. If I could do that, I would, but I can't. So this is the way I'm going to do it. Today, I got a call from Rusty in Burma, of all places. He's working for Japan Airlines. Shout out to you, mate. He showed me this fantastic, remember I recommended the movie Porco Rosso? Well, what do you know? There's 2 turn points called Porco Rosso. So it was meant to be. He's flying across Wuhan today, in fact, a daylight flight due to curfews. And he's going to have a good look at it today. Up that way, Burma was perhaps where Kingsford Smith was lost. I told him to keep an eye out, and I want the exclusive if he manages to find out what happened. Cozzy from Auckland called. Cozzy was a navigator on the C-130s with me, just the finest gentleman you'd ever want to meet. And he went to Auckland initially and opened a Leonard's Chicken place with his New Zealand wife over there. And then he flipped into real estate, now manages 22 people in the most prosperous real estate agency in Auckland. He operates right in the centre of the city there. So, mate, it was so good to hear from you. He sends out an email every day to 10,000 subscribers. So we were talking about our media empire. I've got 255 subscribers and I'm proud of every single one. It is a community we are building here, guys. Apparently, I don't spin any coin for this site until there's 1,000 subscribers. So a little way to go. I've got a couple of tips from Cozzy. The biggest one was just keep forging ahead. Look, on that note, if you can share these videos with someone that you think it'll do them good, could you do that? I used to be so paranoid about any form of identifying myself online, like I wasn't gonna give Google an inch. I've got to tell you, mate, there's a joke that I remember. It's in your 30s, you're really worried about what everyone's saying about you and looking at the clothes you dress and stuff. In your 40s, you decide you don't give a shit. And in your 50s, you realise no one was ever looking in the first place. So I feel that way about the online empire. Mate, privacy, yep, have at it if you want to be fully private. But to me, by reaching out and sharing and engaging online, especially now, what do you know? I'm realising that you get so much more back for risking that small amount. So you can sign up to Google, you create a Gmail account, and all they're doing is giving you an email, and then you can subscribe to this or any other YouTube, and then you get it on a daily basis. That allows me to build an audience, and any coin that we spin off this is going straight back into the pilot fund. Anyway, while I'm on that, Scorch, Greg Choma, gave me a great message of encouragement this morning, mate, and here's a meme from him. You never help with the dinner. I did the most. Thank you so much, Greg. It means the world to get such high praise from a man like yourself. Good on you, man. Finally, the sub, I'm going to give Zoom a go. I've been saying house party, but Zoom's apparently the official swept up business version of that. And I'm going to try to say hello to Jono and his beachcomber mates in Sydney. So we'll see if that works. I don't know any of them other than Jono, I'm pretty sure, but I'm happy to just risk a little, like Sarah said the other day in the park, risk it for a biscuit. So I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, I'm finding the irony of it is that even though right now we're so disconnected, I'm finding using media, I'm finding I'm becoming more connected. I've spoken to more friends and more acquaintances and people that I didn't even know were engaging with the site in the last 6 weeks than I have in the last 20 years. And it's been wonderful. It's been amazing. I'll keep that going once COVID's over. It's been a real eye-opener for me. I hope you're finding the same thing. On that note, I would say, have a think about it. Who have you spoken to? Who have you rung? Who have you checked in on? Or who's checked in on you in the last 6 weeks? I would suggest to you that those people are your true friends. The people that you turn to in a crisis. What do they say? There's no atheists in foxholes. Well, during COVID, that's when you discover who the people that you really care about are. And that's not a pessimistic viewpoint. I would suggest to you also that that group, as I'm finding, can keep growing. And if you've got an open heart, the feedback mechanism will make you happier and happier. So give it a go. Today's my 20th wedding anniversary and I'm spending it sitting here in an office talking to an iPhone. I'm about to try and do something good for my partner, the better half of me. My wife is the best person on the planet that I know. She has the kindest heart and man, I'm so lucky to have her as a partner because I flop around, as I've said, like a fish, and she is my true north. So, Anthea, I love you. Finally, mate, as I said, I'm a complete Gumby with anything to do with iPhones. Even so I know where to look on this bloody iPhone, I've put a bit of tape with an arrow so that I look directly at you when I'm talking at you. I was talking to Rusty a second ago and I received a call. So the phone rings, I answer it. And for me, the fact that it hasn't got a twiggly cord coming out of it is a step ahead. So I'm walking with my mobile phone and I go for a walk out the front of the house and then stage left and start walking up the street, having a lovely time talking to Rusty. And then suddenly the call cuts. I can't reconnect. I don't know how to reconnect. What do you know? I haven't even got his phone number in my phone because he's apparently called me on some WhatsApp or some messaging service or some FaceTime. And what do you know? I've stepped out of the internet bubble Wi-Fi network of my house because I'm walking away from it. I'm such a Gumby with anything to do with technology. I mean, if an octopus came out of my phone, I would be less surprised. So that's where I'm at. My iPad, I can't get the microphone to work. I've been through multiple settings, can't get it to work. I'm thinking maybe I need to convert up to a GoPro for these videos. I don't know. What do you think? Finally, kids at home. How's that going for you? I love my kids. I love the opportunity to be around them. When we're going for a bike ride or kicking the footy, in that moment I love it. But the weight of that responsibility, and I'm here to tell you, I'm only holding 5% of that weight. My wife takes 95%. Man, over a period of time, it's just like that drop of water torture, and it's building up. There needs to be a stress relief for that. My kids, man, I think they're off in the shed right now, sharpening a bit of metal as a shank to do me in, and they'll get the jump on me because I've got the element of surprise. I hope your homeschooling is going better, but the good news is apparently in a week's time we're all going back to school here in the West. Anyway, please share these videos if you can. Please engage with the online community. And finally, yesterday we had an amazing event. Sam, who's one of our flight attendants over here, she's married to one of our first officers, Group Captain Tom, and Tom organised a surprise party, once again via an online platform. We did it via Facebook, for a drive-by birthday to occur. My God.
Righto, Pat, what's going on today?
Hi guys, today's Sam's 30th big birthday and she's stuck at home obviously with a new baby, so we're doing a big drive-by happy birthday, happy 30th for Sam, and I think we've got about, 25 people all parked here and we're about to
hang on, who's this fella?
Take off and drive past.
The feeling of anxiety in the Perth base has just been building. Everyone's been talking to each other in smatterings, but that birthday that Tom organised, he organised a drive-by of their house to celebrate Sam's 30th birthday. That became a catalyst for an outpouring of emotion in this base. I mean, if the police had been there to hand out fines, they could have made about 100 grand. It was fantastic. Sam had everyone drive by, beeping their horns, flashing their lights, throwing presents from the car. Pat Rogerson and Claire were there to officiate and organise, and it was just fantastic. And finally, this Saturday, Anzac Day. Don't miss this one, guys and girls. It's going to be a big one. In this isolation, we're all going to come together. 6 a.m, we're all walking to the ends of our driveways, and together we will remember those that are willing to put themselves in harm's way to maintain this lifestyle that we lead in Australia. Lest we forget. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so sorry I don't ride anymore. Put the pen to the paper, I don't know why. So forgive me as I drift, rambling home like a child lost in a storm. I need to be